the Kuwaiti government. That's why I was asking for them for a public apology. I was asking from them to apologize to the Filipino people. Some will say, why would the Kuwaiti government apologize to the Filipino people? Ito po masasabi ko. Kung minsan lang po may nangyari sa isang OFWs natin na inabuso o pinatay, masakit man pero pikit mata, kagat labi, ika nga. Sige, palalampasin namin. Kung pangalawang beses, medyo magagalit na tayo. Pero kung 3, 4, 5, dosena na ang nasasaktan, nabubugbog, namumulestya, na-rape, etc., etc., I think it's about time that the Kuwaiti government should really apologize because that means they're not doing anything to address this problem. Na dapat sila mismo on their part, kinakausap yung mga ahensya nila doon para siguraduhin na hindi na maulit ito yung pang-abuso sa ating mga OFWs. They need us more than we need them. Hindi po ba? Huwag po natin ipakita na tayo po yung mga patay gutom. Na takot tayo magkaroon deployment ban, baka magugutom tayo rito. No. We have to give our OFWs dignidad, na sana magkaroon sila ng respeto sa atin. Kasi kung ganito po, nagdidili-dali tayo, takot tayo na pag nagkaroon deployment ban, baka magalit sila. Hindi po eh. Ang tingin ko lang dito, kaya takot siguro, sorry kung may tatamaan, baka may pinoprotektahan tayo rito. Sino protektahan natin kung takot tayo? Diba? Now, when I say may protektahan, I mean may protektahan ba tayong mga agency, travel agency na nagbebenta ng mga tickets na kinukunan ng mga OFWs o recruitment agency na nagpapadala ng mga OFWs? I don't know. Yun ay aking lamang pakiwari.
Opo. Maraming salamat, sir. Unang-una po, kaisa nyo kami. Kumbinsido po kami doon sa risk na hinaharap ng ating mga domestic
No, ma'am. Ang tanong ko lang ngayon, sorry. Okay. Kayo ho ba ay sang-ayon sa deployment ban na inihiling ko, sinasuggest ko, na para matauhan itong Kuwaiti government habang merong deployment ban, then we sit with them and talk to them
Opo.
on our terms kung ano mga gusto natin mangyari bago natin i-lift yung deployment ban. Kaso ayaw po ni Secretary Tulfo. I don't know why. Napakasimple naman yun. Nangyari na po dati yun. Nag-deployment ban tayo and then nakipag-usap tayo sa mga Kuwaiti government and then ni-lift. Kasi may namatay. Then, months later, may namatay ulit, deployment ban ulit, and then usap, and then lift. 1, 2. And I'm just doing what has been done previously.
Okay.
Kaya lang sa akin, this time, I will make sure kapag nakipag-usap tayo sa mga Kuwaiti government, sa mga employers, we will make sure na this will not happen again.
Opo.
Kaya nga po on our terms. Diba?
Opo.
Kaso po, ayaw po ni Secretary Toots.
Sir, linawin ko lang po. Actually po, bukas si Sec Toots at suportado po niya ang panukalan ninyo na mag-impose ng targeted ban po. So by that, we mean, yun pong ban na i-impose ay para po sa mga household workers bound for Kuwait na mga new hires po. Yun po naman ang marami. Dahil nung binalikan po namin ang datos, sir, yun pong mga balik manggagawa, mga 7 beses na, 6 na beses na kabisado na po nila yung kanilang employer, yung kultura, yung mga patakaran. Hindi naman po tayo nagkakaroon ng mga problema sa ganon. Ang bulto po ng ating mga problema na nagkakaroon po ng pagmeltrato ay nandun po sa mga new hires na umaalis, sir. Kaya ito po ang sabi ni Secretary Toots na in the immediate, ito ay ating iban muna habang may pag-uusap pong magaganap.
Thank you. So in other words, in short, okay po sa inyo yung deployment ban sa mga DH,
Opo.
household workers. And then may pag-usap tayo sa Kuwaiti government on our terms kung anong gusto natin na dapat masunod At kapag satisfied tayo, then saka natin i-lift. So
Opo.
okay sa inyo yon.
Opo, yung amin pong panukalang, Sir Raffy, ay magkaroon po ng deferment nung pag-process nga ng mga new hires for Kuwait, particularly po for household workers, para po immediately ma-address po natin itong
So that is tantamount to a deployment ban, right?
Opo.
Okay, good. At ang gusto ko po, ulitin ko, I've said it many times already and I'll say it again. Before that, I'd like to acknowledge Senator Jinggoy Estrada's presence. And now, I can declare a quorum. Okay. Ma'am, we recognize the presence of Senator Tolentino as well. And with that, we declare a quorum. Kanina pa, nandito si Sen Jinggoy. Okay. Pinaulit nyo na sa akin to. Okay. Ma'am, yung bang i-require yung mga employer na mag-undergo ng neuropsychiatric exam as well as members of their household, sang-ayon ba kayo doon o hindi? Isa yon. Kasama rin, and then, yung pong i-require ang mga employer na mag-present ng police clearance. Saan ba kayo dun sa dalawa? Okay, very good.
Kasama po ito, sir, dun sa mga nilista namin nga na nasuggest nyo na po na tingnan sa negotiations po.
Okay. Pangatlo, sang-ayon po ba kayo na mag-public apology ang Kuwaiti government?
Oo. Sir, we will yield to the DFA, although the information po is that naglabas po sila ng apology letters. May detalye po si Yusek Bernard, if we may.
Yusek, naglabas ba ng apology letter ang
Magandang
Kuwaiti
umaga
government
po. Magandang
apologizing to the
Mr.
Filipino
Chairman.
people?
Opo.
Opo.
Meron pong official communication ang embahada po ng Kuwait through their ambassador dito sa Pilipinas para po sa pamilya ni Julie B. Ranara, at sila po ay humihingi ng condolence, paumanhin sa nangyari, at sinisigurado po nila na mabibigyan ng hustisya
No, sir.
yung
I'm
pagkamatay.
sorry, sir. Yusek Olalia, sorry. I'm not asking if they did apologize sa relatives ng deceased. What I'm asking if they are apologizing to the Filipino people, and I'll tell you again for the second time, okay lang po sana. Sabi ko nga, kahit nakagat labi, pikit mata, masakit sa damdamin, kung isang beses lang na OFW natin ang namaltrato o pinatay. Pero paulit-ulit na lamang, time and time again. Every week, every month, every year, meron pong naabuso. And I have the data sa programa ko sa Wanted sa radyo to support that. Now, alam to ng Kuwaiti government. At least ba lang sasabihin nila, we apologize to the Filipino people, to all the OFWs. Don't worry, we'll do our best this time na to lessen or to not let it happen, or at least to lessen incidents like this. Something to that effect. Assurance na they will do something because they're not doing anything for me. Or if they're doing something, they're not doing enough. Di po ba? They should show sincerity on their part na they want to put a stop on the abuses being committed to our OFWs. Di po ba? So siguro, sir, hindi naman siguro labis yun. Paglalabis para sa akin na hilingin sa kanila ang mag-public apology. Anong impact nito sa mga OFWs? Malaki po. Yung bang moral nila, tataas na yung gobyerno humingi ng patawad. Yung gobyerno ng Kuwait humingi ng patawad at ngayon na unawaan yung aming kalagayan at yung gobyerno ng Kuwait pala ay meron ang gagawin para matigil na ito. Yung gobyerno ng Kuwait, naramdaman pala nila yung aming naramdaman. Diba? Yun lang po yun eh. Diba? So maybe you can go back to the ambassador of Kuwait to issue an apology to the OFWs. Not only to the relative, but to the OFWs. Kasi sir, hindi lang yung pamilya ni Miss Renara ang nasaktan dito. Maging ang lahat ng kapwa niya OFWs sa buong mundo. Do you believe me? Sa buong mundo, even non-OFWs. Masama ang loob. So an apology in place, kahit papaano, makagaan ang damdamin ng mga Pilipino. Okay? Masaklap, masakit, at mabigat sa damdamin ang isang kababayan natin na harapin at pag-uusapan ngayong araw na ito. The death of another kababayan, Julie B. Ranara. I had the opportunity to meet with the grieving family of Julie B. Ranara, and honestly, there are no words to describe how I felt. Nakakalungkot, nakapanghinap. But more importantly, as a public servant who have devoted most of my career in helping our OFWs, it is extremely frustrating na wala akong nagawa. Wala tayong nagawa para man lang naisalba na sana ang kawawang si Julie B. No one deserves to die while toiling for another's family, and no one deserves to die in such brutal manner. While there has been an outpouring of support, including financial assistance to the family she left behind, hindi pa rin ito sapat para maibalik ang kanyang buhay. Literally and figuratively, ika nga, anin pang damo, pagpatay ng kabayo. The call for help has never been stronger. The call for justice has never been louder. There are almost 2 million OFWs around the world, and a total of 100,223 migrant workers are still working in Kuwait. Huwag na natin hintayin pa na isa, dalawa, or madami pa sa kanila ang mauwi na sugatan, bugbog, sarado, o isa ng bangkay katulad sa malungkot na sinapit ni Julie B. It is time to make a firm stand on all or nothing stand na hindi sinusugal ang buhay ng ating mga OFWs. Yes, we can enter into bilateral agreements, but our terms should be clear and unequivocal. If there are violators to such agreements, we have to prioritize the welfare for OFWs and act in the soonest possible time. Make these violators accountable and liable without concession and pursuant to our laws and international conventions. I thank the efforts of our DMW officials and the OWA, as well as the DFA, for assisting the family of Julie B. But our efforts should not end here. As we speak, my radio program and my office have received complaints and calls for help from other OFWs in Kuwait. And just recently, we were again alarmed by the news of another Filipina who jumped from a building trying to evade physical abuse. But luckily, she survived. And thanks to OWA. And she's now in good hands. Our mission here is continuing one, and one that demands our constant and active monitoring and assistance. My fellow public servants, my dear colleagues, tutuldukan na po natin ang datos ng mga umuwing bangkay ng mga OFWs. Ang gusto natin ay umuwi sila ng buhay, matagumpay, masaya, at nakangiti bilang mga tunay na bayani. Enough is enough. Maraming salamat po. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Now, we're gathered here today to investigate, for me, in aid of legislation, what we can do about sa sinapit ni Julie B. After this hearing, hopefully, we'll be able to sort things out. Mapaplansya natin yung mga gusot na matagal nang nangyayari sa iba't ibang bansa na kung saan meron tayong mga OFWs na kailangan ma-address at mabigyan ng solusyon. Now, before I proceed, again, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Jinggoy and Senator Tolentino. Senator Jinggoy, do you have an opening statement, Senator?
I will just waive my opening statement and directly ask questions, Mr. Chair.
Senator Tolentino, do you have an opening statement?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm just here to observe, and I think I'm looking at it in a different perspective. I'm studying the various memorandum of understanding between the Philippines, UAE, Jordan, and all countries wherein our OFWs are present. And I look at it from the perspective of what is sounding our country right now. Week after next week, Mr. Chairman, for the record, I'll be receiving a huge delegation from the European Union. These are the people who are continuously hounding us as regards human rights violations. I'm saying this because it appears right from the very start, not just this case, but the other cases as well, it would appear that we are the human rights victims. We are not the violators. So I would impress upon the delegation coming from the European Union that it would appear that there are some state-tolerated activities. The good chairman is asking for a public apology. There was none. So we are now bordering on a diplomatic issue. But for me, my perspective is this. The Philippines right now should be considered, because of all of this, as a human rights victim. The state itself, the country itself. So that is the reason for my presence here. But Administrator Ignacio can attest to the fact that, modesty aside, naglamay din po ako kay Julie B. Nandun din po ako, di ba ho? Nandito ba yung mother ni Julie B? Wala. Nandun po ako, sinabi ko po sa nanay ni Julie B, tiga Pulanggi, Albay. Ang sabi ko po, Nay, nandito po ako kasi nung bata pa pa rin si Mr. Ignacio, naglamay po ako sa San Pablo kay floor contemplation. I was there with the Canosa sisters from Tagaytay. I was there and I wrote, modesty aside, Mr. Chairman, I wrote a letter to Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew to spare the life of floor contemplation. Sa bangketa po siya sa likod ng Katedral ng San Pablo. Matagal na po ito. Mataklob dito sa kwelyo niyo yung may tahi kasi binitay sa Singapore. So, ang haba na pong pag-uusap ito, nag-create na tayo ng Department of Migrant Workers. This will not be the last time.